Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sapniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's a special Ask Me Anything with Dr. Willman of Terrarium. This is the big new token on the block. They launched just a few weeks ago, and man, did they launch out of the gates. It's looking very promising. Willman, will you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you for having me today. Yeah, I'm Wilman Olmedo. I'm a cardiologist. Actually, I'm an interventional cardiologist, and I also do business in real estate. I've been investing in real estate for many years, and also in crypto, and most recently trading small tokens, altcoins, and I took advantage of the uh, bull run that recently happened, and as we know, we all expecting another bull run very soon. And now I'm happy that I joined this wonderful team of Terrarium. It's a very promising project. It's going to be a centralized exchange that is going to target the USA, India, Dubai, and hopefully El Salvador.
Right. It sounds like a very promising project to me. As a matter of fact, when it comes to cryptocurrency, it feels like that's the only avenue that anyone could ever take where you have a group of wealthy people that say, "Hey, we're thinking about starting a business. Do you want in? Hey, even if you have only $100, we'll take you in. Come on, invest with us."
Yeah,
I feel like cryptocurrency is really the only avenue for the average investor to get in on a deal like that. And I feel like that's what's going on with Terrarium. I bought in as soon as you guys launched. So I'm very happy. I just want to let everybody know that I am an investor in Terrarium. I have not been compensated in any way for this Ask Me Anything. It's completely organic support. And I do thank you for joining us, Dr. Willman. So
absolutely.
normally,
My
normally
pleasure.
I thank you. Normally, I start off the AMAs with,
Hmm.
a brief rundown of the token, but I see in the comments we might have some people from a different community in the chat. So I just want to get to something right away. You've been
Sure.
in many different projects when it comes to cryptocurrency. Now, if someone is in the chat and they're looking at this and they're considering investing in Terrarium, but maybe they're on the fence and they're unsure and they see some of these comments coming through, uh, what would you say to people that call you a rug doctor? Why do they call you a rug doctor?
It's very interesting how this started, right? And if you see who started this rumor, right? Where is this rumor coming from? Uh, it's a certain group, right? And this actually started about late December, probably. And Terrarium has been working for several months, right? This is not a token that was designed in a week. It has been a process, well thought. It is a business, right? It's a business that has been designed. Every step has been like, we've been thinking about it, right? Or the team has been thinking about that. Actually, the platform, the exchange, the team has been working on that for several months already. And then I actually, the rumor, I think, leaked at some point that I was going to be part of Terrarium. And you know how people try to target certain tokens, or if you see something as a threat, right? And
Right.
I think that's what happened when that info came, or that rumor came that I was going to be part of Terrarium at some point. Maybe that's why they just decided to start like creating rumors about me, about being a rock faller. So I can tell
Right.
you what tokens they were talking. The first one that they criticized me was Bolt Inu, because I invested early in Bolt Inu, and it's a token that the dead is no dogs. And nobody knows about Bolt Inu, nobody knows about that time. And people were saying it's a rock fall where you are talking about the token. Look where Bolt Inu is right now. Um, and then the second one was Binu. Binu is actually the first token that came talking about real estate. And when it launched, there was a massive sell-off, a panic sell. One of the marketing guys started to sell everything, and then it triggered a massive sell-off. And it looked like a rock fall, but immediately recovered. But then people started to say, "Oh, this is a rock, Dr. Rock. You are entering in these like shady tokens." But actually, this token did really well. and it brought the concept of real estate. Now you see that how new tokens are coming talking about real estate, right?
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And uh, my mistake was that then I was invited by one of the DJs or a group of DJs to enter a token called Avi Inu. And yeah, that was actually a wrong fault. But I mean, I was an investor, and unfortunately, it happened. And I like to invest in many projects. I have invested probably in 100 projects in the last 4 or 5 months, and it's just about to happen, right? There are so many
It's
wrong faults
bound to
out there.
happen. Even if you're an
Yeah.
investor or even if you're a YouTube influencer and you're making videos about something, it's bound to
Mm-hmm.
happen that you're going to invest in a rug pull or
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna make a video about a rug
Mm-hmm.
pull. Just because
Yeah.
there's so many different projects and tokens that are launched every single day, it's just inevitable. When you're
Yeah.
invested in so many things, sooner or later, you're gonna stumble
Mm-hmm.
upon something that's a rug pull. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
people do get hurt, but that doesn't mean that you hurt them or you had any of intention of hurting them.
I
You
mean,
were an investor that got hurt yourself. So that has nothing to do with you. That's
yeah.
just, I feel like you're being attacked by a certain community for reasons
And
why we
and
know.
and I understand, I mean, yeah, people said, but you have to be responsible, right? Because you have followers. But I mean, I never asked for that. At what point do you become an influencer? What is the line when you are someone just that just tweet because you like to tweet and you like to talk about your investment? At what point you become a influencer? Who decides that? You know, and
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah, I understand. So
yeah,
I just wanted to get that out right away
yeah.
just in case somebody stumbled
Mm-hmm.
upon the
Mm-hmm.
video and they saw that either in the comments or heard about it. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So let's get back to Terrarium. I'm very excited about this particular token. Like I said, I invested early because I
Mm-hmm.
feel it's different than some of the other things that are launching. You're a legit business. It's not like you brought forth your token and you slapped an animal who's all dressed up on there, wielding a weapon,
Mm-hmm.
talking about how they're going to beat everybody up. You presented this very nicely as a formal business, and I respect that. And I think it's your marketing is right on point. I like all the different colors that you're
Mm-hmm.
using for the
Yeah.
exchange, for the website, like everything. Like you said, you could tell it's well thought
Mm-hmm.
out. It wasn't just slapped together in a few weeks. It was well thought out and it's being very well executed. For a token that's pretty new, you've already launched on CoinTiger.
Yeah.
That launched today, right? The
That
CoinTiger
was
launch.
yeah, early morning today. It's like 8 days after the official launch of the token Uniswap. Now, 8 days after, we are in a centralized exchange already.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Initially, everyone was kind of, trying to guess what exchange it was going to be. And I was like, these guys are really serious. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's going to be crypto.com. Like I was thinking it was going to be,
No.
but actually I did not know that much about
Mm-hmm.
CoinTiger. So I looked it up and in a 24-hour cycle, they do about $11 billion in volume.
Mm-hmm.
So if you compare that to like crypto.com does almost 4 billion. Coinbase
Yeah.
does about 6 billion. So they are a major exchange. They're just not recognized over here because you can't use them through the United States. If you're using a local VPN, I guess if you cheat the system and use a different VPN, you're able to do it. But I wasn't able to get on. But yeah, so you're different than, let's say, a meme token because you are going to be a centralized exchange. So you're, in essence, it's going to be like an exchange, like Coinbase, like crypto.com, like a bank, because you're going to be able to have a debit card that's attached to that token
Exactly.
and you
So
can,
yeah, so the thing is looking actually to take the model of crypto.com, right? Crypto.com has the exchange, has a credit card, staking, and actually has the Crow as a token, right? So we are looking actually to follow that model of crypto.com. And I mean, we are just starting, right? We don't know. We might get at some point to be maybe one of the best 10 exchanges, maybe the best 20, 50 exchanges. We don't know, right? but we are looking at least to compete at some point with the big exchanges. Hopefully in the next couple of years. That's the idea, right? As a business, and Terra actually is going to be the token that we are looking to be or native token for the exchange.
So Terra is definitely going to be the native token of
Yeah.
your exchange.
Yeah. And
Now I heard.
Sorry, and that's why we are able to change the tax, because at some point, once it becomes a stable token, right? Probably we will need to decrease the tax all the way to zero and be a stable token.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you brought up the tax because I have it here in my notes. For the first initial 3 weeks, your tokenomics were very interesting because you guys kind of pre-built this in there to deter any bots from going in, buying and selling and buying and selling. So actually for the first 3 weeks, your tax is 17% and it's 7% burn, which is a huge amount to be going into the burn. 5% goes into marketing and 5% for reflections. So that's anyone that's an investor, you're going to get a slice of that pie. 5% of all the buys and sells, you're going to get a slice of that pie. Weeks 4 and 5, it's going to be 12%, which is 4% burn, 4% for marketing, 4% for reflections. 6 weeks and on, it's going to go to the 9%. So this is going to be the 9% is where we're going to stick to from now on until things change much further down the road, correct?
Yeah, that's going to be the long term, the 9%. And actually, it was decreased today, this morning, to 9%. Actually, it's not 17 anymore. We are not going to go to 12. We just went immediately to 9% this morning because of the exchange. Once it started running on the exchange, I think there was some negotiations with the exchange and the other ones coming. So just to make it like easier for all the exchanges and not be like going up and down. So the team decided to bring it to 9% already. So no more 17%. It's not going to be 12 for the next couple of weeks. So from this morning, it was changed to 9% already.
Oh, okay, so that 9% is going to be divvied up as such: 3% burn, 3% to marketing, and 3% to reflections. So it's still a pretty big amount of reflections that everyone gets, because sometimes you hear 1%, and when you hear 2%, you're like, oh wow, that's a lot. But 3%, that's a pretty significant amount of reflections. So that's great. So what exactly is your position there at Terrarium?
Yeah, I'm not consider, I don't consider myself a developer. I'm a senior advisor and an investor. And the main reason I joined the project was because it's going to be a centralized exchange, and I have the idea of bringing some kind of crypto to El Salvador. We know that El Salvador is now big in Bitcoin, right? And there is a wallet actually that was created by the government, but that's decentralized. It's just a wallet that people use to hold the Bitcoin, and also they can transfer or buy and sell through the wallet. But there is a need for a centralized exchange for people to start trading other coins and tokens. So and that's the idea, to bring the first centralized exchange to El Salvador. It's not going to be easy, I mean, because
you froze for a second. Dr. Willman, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you froze for just 1 second.
Yes,
okay, but you're back now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, and that's the idea, to try to bring the first centralized exchange to El Salvador. So that was my involvement with the team. I have a conversation with the company, and I decided to get on board. So on board, and that's going to be my role as a senior advisor, and I will try to bring the exchange and the company to El Salvador.
So that's good. As a matter of fact, are your devs split around the world?
They are in India. Milton and Dr. Ramana, they are the main owners of the company, and they are based in India. And the developers, the company that helped with the development, is in India.
Okay. And exactly how many people do you have working at on Terrarium? How many different devs and people
Mhm.
are there right now?
Actually, I don't have exactly that information. That is something that Milton managed because he's the one in India, right? And
Okay.
but I keep most of my contact is with Milton, Dr. Ramana, and Dr. Praveen. So which we are the ones that are running the business. In terms of the development and the other things, I prefer not to be like part of that. My main role and I get involved into the strategy of the business, the exchange. But in terms of the development, that is mostly the Milton is taking care of that and Dr. Ramana.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as, we're all familiar with Terrarium now,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that it is going to be a centralized exchange like Coinbase, like crypto.com for people that are just joining us. And I heard a rumor that it's going to be happening a lot quicker than anyone could have imagined. Do you have an idea as to when that exchange is actually going to be launched?
Yes, we are looking at the end of Q2 to because we are going to. The idea is to deploy the exchanging stages, right? First, the app is gonna be for desktop, and then if that works well, then we will go to the iOS probably with iPhone, and then we will go to the next stage, which is gonna be mm, the other type of the the type of phone. I can remember the name, but it's gonna be desktop
Android?
first. Android,
Android?
exactly. Yeah. So we're going to go stages, right? First, we are going to make sure that the desktop works well. Then we will go to iOS and then Android. So we are not going to go all the way and try to deploy everything because we know that there are always problems, right? And you need to fix and take care of the problems. And it's better to go slow and just make sure that everything works well. First desktop and then iOS and then Android.
It seems to be difficult. It seems like a lot of people that are trying to launch on different things, they seem like they say that Android is easier than Apple for whatever reason. But I think it's good that you plan to launch on all the different platforms. This way, everyone can be included. It doesn't, even if somebody doesn't have a smartphone, let's say they're an older person and they don't have a smartphone, they could still use it on desktop too, which is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the idea is hopefully by the end of Q2, maybe beginning of Q3. But right now, I think we are everything is looking good. Hopefully by the end of Q2, we will have something ready.
The end of Q2, did you say?
Yeah, Q2 around June probably.
That's right around the
It
block.
might be
That's
yeah, it might be earlier. It might be earlier.
that's not that far off, so that's really good. And I noticed that every day I keep checking that Certik audit. So as we know, when it comes to audits, Certik is definitely the gold standard. Everybody wants to see a Certik audit. And I can imagine being that you are a centralized exchange, there's going to be a lot going. They're going to comb through your contract with a fine tooth comb. And you're like up over 70%, almost completed with the Certik audit. Do you have any leaks as to when you think they might be finishing that up and when it's going to be ready?
Hopefully the next couple of days. Maybe it depends. I think the contract shouldn't be that hard because it's just the contract, the deployment wallet. We don't have many wallets. It's just the marketing wallet, right? I think it's more difficult when you have this complex contract that they have different wallets. Our contract was made very like straightforward, simple. There is one marketing wallet and the deployer wallet, right? So I'm sure maybe in the next couple of days. I'm expecting no more than a week probably from now.
Okay, that's good. And as far as your tokenomics, you started with 100 quad, you burned 50, so then you kind of started off with the 50 quadrillion. And you do have, is it 1 year locked in Unicrypt, your
Yes,
liquidity?
yes,
Okay,
1 year locked the liquidity, and LLC tokens are vested for 1 year too.
Okay, that's really good.
Mhm.
As of right now, you have over 3,000 holders, and of course, that's doesn't reflect people that have purchased there on the Tiger coin today. Normally, they don't show people that purchase on exchanges. So you're off to a really good start as far as a holder count goes. Um, and when you look at your roadmap, phase 1 is, like, all completely done. Phase 2 is almost all done. I know in one of the earlier AMAs, Milton spoke about certain utility that's not on the roadmap right now, but it's going to be coming in the future. Doctor, do you have any leaks for us? Can you elaborate on that or anything, or is that something that you can't talk about?
Yeah, that's something that I would prefer Milton to talk about that. But yeah,
Oh,
but we know, we will bring different technologies. For sure, we will incorporate. We are planning to bring more technology, not just the exchange. And at the end, it's going to benefit the holders, right? But it's something that for now we will wait until things get more clear before actually disclosing something about that.
okay. Now, one of the big things, the big controversies that was kind of going around about Terrarium was the fact that one of your investors held a certain amount of wallets, and it was Dr. Praveen, and I was really glad that he stepped up and he's like, "Yes, yes, I do." Like, he just laid it right out there,
Mhm.
and, so I'd like to ask, are you a big investor as well? And if you have multiple wallets and you're invested heavily, how? Because Dr. Praveen said right
Mhm.
out front, "I plan on staying in this a minimum
Mhm.
of 7 years." What are
Yeah.
your long-term financial strategies and goals when it comes to Terrarium on a personal level? Like, how long do you plan on holding it?
So this is everyone bought the tokens, right? And we tokens. I would say I say it on the free market, right? Because the pre-sale was open for everyone. Was a free open pre-sale to the market, so anyone was welcome to buy. So I invested, as much as I could because I know that this project is really the idea and the platform, the business, and the goal or the utility is amazing, and the thing is strong. And like I said, uh, that thing has been working for several months already, and there is something, a product coming. So yeah, I invested as much as I could, and which is also I like Dr. Praveen. I will be holding because I know where this is going, and this is just the beginning, and it's not going to be just the exchange. We're going to different countries, and we will bring more technology.
Do you have plans? I know obviously you're going to plan to launch on a bunch of exchanges here in the States, but do you have any idea when we can expect something that's more recognizable here in the United States? Like, let's say, even if it's a Bitmart or if
Mhm.
it's a KuCoin or something along
Mhm.
those lines.
Yeah. So we are an early token, right? And most of the big exchanges, they want to see that you create volume, and then you are consistently bringing new holders, and they like to see volume, right? They like to see consistency. Uh, so I would say in March probably we will bring one of the probably top 15 or two maybe exchanges. We are in conversation with different exchanges at this time, and hopefully, but things are looking good. We are very confident that March is gonna bring a few, maybe top 15, top 20 exchanges.
That's really good because it's March already. So
Yeah,
probably by
you're
the
right.
end of the month, we're gonna be on a couple of different exchanges, which obviously anybody that is in right now is going to see whenever anything launches onto an exchange, the volume goes crazy, the green candle goes way, way up. So that's excellent news. Glad to hear it. As a matter of fact, when I was initially thinking about getting into Terrarium the day of the launch, I was at one of the Twitter spaces and somebody said to me,
Hmm.
"Tammy, are you going to invest in Terrarium?" And I said, "Yes, yeah, I am." "Okay, well, what's your strategy?" I said, "As soon as I can get in, I'm going to get in." And the guy's name is Sam. And he's like, "Tammy, you should wait, because whenever there's a launch, there's that big, huge green candle. and then people start to dump, and then it
Yeah.
comes down, and, I was like, you could be right," and then I got off the space, and the more that I thought about it, I was like, "You know what? There's a different feel here when it comes to
Yeah.
Terrarium. This is not a meme coin. This is not just a project people threw together and there's really no clear vision or roadmap. These guys are going to be an exchange. And I'm glad I didn't take his advice. I'm
Yeah.
glad that I jumped right in because we didn't see any of that. Now, I don't know if that 17% tax that you guys had imposed, in fact, did help that situation. So I think a lot of tokens should take a look at the blueprint that you guys laid out for your launch because I think it was seamless. I know there was a little bit of a hiccup. It was a little bit late, but as far as the chart looks, I mean, we'll go back to the chart. Your chart is looking absolutely beautiful. That's beautiful, and I
Yeah.
think that's a reflection of how people view Terrarium, like how I view Terrarium. I think it's definitely the real deal. I think it's a solid investment, and for everyone that's joining me right now, joining us, my name
Mhm.
is Tammy, and I'm here with Dr. Willman from Terrarium, and I had said to Doctor earlier, I said, I feel like cryptocurrency really is the only avenue for the average person, the average investor who doesn't have a lot of money to get in with a group of people that are very wealthy. Like the wealthy group of people say, "Hey, you know what, guys? We're starting a business. You want to come on in with us? If you only got $50 or $100, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Come on, everyone can join in. You can benefit off of what we're doing here." I feel like cryptocurrency is the only avenue for the average person to get into a good deal like that. So I thank you guys because I'm very excited about Terrarium. I think the future is very bright. I listening to Milton speak, listening to you speak, Dr.
Mhm.
Praveen, you all have a very serious intent when it comes to this token. It's a token now, but
Yeah.
inevitably you'll be a coin because you're building your own blockchain. Now,
Blockchain,
that's
exactly.
gonna take a long time to do. Blockchain will it be begun in 2023 or s just finished in 2023? Do you know?
The idea is to bring in 2023, but hopefully, if things go well, I think we should be able to complete that by uh,
By 2023? Okay, he might have dropped again a little bit. Dr. Willman? He's there in Key West, so every now and then um, he does break off. Dr. Willman, can you hear me
yeah, yeah,
again?
yeah, yeah. I'm here. Yeah, fine.
Okay, great. Every now and
Yeah.
then, your signal gets just a little choppy, and,
It's a little windy
we
here.
lost you. Yeah, we
Yeah.
lost you just for a little bit, not very long. Is there any questions from everybody in the chat? Because I'd like to take a question in the chat, but Isaac, like I said earlier, Dr.
Yeah,
Willman, that there's people in the chat who are from another community, another
we can
group,
we can take
and
it. We can take any questions. I don't mind.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anything,
We can
lay it
take.
on us. We'll be definitely willing to take it. But the thing is,
It's
it's
okay.
so strange because I keep blocking him. Like there's a
Uh-huh.
way that you can block them because
Mhm.
they're not even asking questions. They're not putting
Mhm.
anything of value in there. And I keep
Mhm.
blocking them
Yeah.
and they just keep coming back. I actually don't even know
Mhm.
how it's happening, but oh well. So I really like this chart. It looks
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah.
And so when you participated in the pre-sale, who made the decision as to what was the maximum amount that people could buy in? Because it was 10 ETH was the maximum buy per wallet, correct?
Yeah. So the idea is that uh, there was a amount of token allocated, right, for the pre-sale, and actually we had to increase it later because initially we got a huge response for people wanted to buy the pre-sale. At some point, I think there were close to 3,000 emails, and we got a lot of all those wallets were whitelisted for the pre-sale, right? Almost 3,000. And at the end, only about 700 people ended up buying the pre-sale. and we know why that happened, right? People started to create panic. They were saying that we were going to be attacked by bots. They also said that we were going to dump 70% at launch. They said that there was a developer that owned all these tokens and so many things, And at the end, everything that they said, everything has been wrong. Everything has been proven that uh, uh, everything is wrong. Everything that they said, we didn't dump. Um, we didn't receive any bot attacks. They were even creating spaces on Twitter talking about how bots attack. How can you prevent a bot attack? You can.
You can't.
There
I
are
can't even do it in the chat right now. You really can't. But you
exactly, and
guys did because your chart looks good. It doesn't look like you guys sustained any kind of bot attack.
yeah. But let's say you create something that there are tokens saying that okay, oh we are an anti-bot, but yeah, you can create an anti-bot for the bots that already exist, but you don't know when a new one is coming, right? And it's going to attack you. So you can say we had the anti-bot, we had the anti-whale, but do they work? You know? So it's mostly about a business strategy, how you create the strategy, how you deploy, how you create the pairing, and how you use that money, right? It's not just about I will copy and paste this contract from another token and then deploy and let's see how it goes in 1 week. No, this is a business. This uh, has been taught, and you can see the chart. You can see there is no dump. People are holding. People are trusting us. We keep gaining holders every single day. 5-6% of
Mhm.
increased holders every single day.
I agree because it's over 3,000 holders right now. So whatever it was that you guys did for that launch was absolutely amazing. And I think that more tokens should follow that blueprint because it's amazing. For anybody that's joining us now, um, I'm speaking with Dr. Willman from Terrarium. This is a token that was launched just a few weeks ago. They have their liquidity locked for 1 year, and this is going to be a centralized exchange. It's not going to be it's not a meme token. That's something that I think is very important to outline that it's not a meme token or coin. This is going to be a centralized exchange, just like a bank. Inevitably, they'll have a debit card that's attached to it. You'll be able to fund that with cryptocurrency or fiat. Not only that, now I know you spoke earlier that you're not exactly too sure about your NFT platform, but you are going to have an NFT platform there as well eventually.
Yeah,
And it looks like you'll
eventually. Yeah.
be able to purchase and stake it and swap. So it's a lot more than because right now to do anything with NFTs, if you were to do it on crypto.com, you'd have to go to their DeFi side to do anything like that. So this is even going to go above and beyond what you have with crypto.com and Coinbase and KuCoin. So that's very exciting.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
as far as it looks, you guys are going to be very, very unique.
So that was the idea, right? To bring the first centralized exchange, which and with the token, it's going to be community driven, right? Because most exchanges that they have their own token, they are privately owned, and then they are like released to the public. So this idea was to have a community uh, driven token for a centralized exchange. So that's kind of unique.
Right. There is a question someone's asking. I guess they arrived just a little late. Any
So,
timeline on exchanges? I did ask that question earlier, and we're hoping to be into exchanges by the end of March. And as we know, this is March 1st. So it's going to be 2 exchanges. And but we don't know what they are. I saw
we
in one
don't
of
know. Yeah.
the tweets earlier, you probably know who they are, but you're not allowed to say, correct? They have to make
Uh,
the announcement.
yes. We will let actually the exchanges to do the announcement. Yeah. And
But
most
definitely
exchanges most exchanges they want to do the announcement. So we don't want to like go and say or overpromise, right? We will let the exchanges to do the announcement, but we are working on talking to different exchanges, and we will have a few this month in March.
Okay. No, we're not giving dates. That everybody in the comment section is like, "No, don't give date releases. Don't
No,
talk about it." It's just 2, that's all we know. We don't know when it's going to
I'm.
happen, but it's happening. As a matter of
It's
fact,
gonna it's gonna happen. Yeah.
it seems like everything is just moving very quickly with Terrarium. It's like you guys have assembled a really good team, and it just seems like everything from the outside looking in, of course, there could be hiccups along the way, but from the outside looking in, it looks like a very well-oiled machine.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
actually very exciting to be a part of it, to say that, I feel like I'm part owner. I've got some tokens. So I mean, I don't have a ginormous bag. Dr. Woolman,
Mhm.
I'm sure I don't have a bag as large as yours, but I have something, which is good. Now, what was it that caused you to really feel like you wanted to be involved with Tourette? Who was the person that tapped you on the shoulder and said, "Hey, we've got this going on. Come on, jump on board with us"?
Yeah. I was the one trying to get in touch with the team because I had the interest, right, to do something in my country. I'm originally from El Salvador, so and that's my interest to bring something related to cryptocurrency, right? That's a country that is growing very fast in terms of crypto. And this is the opportunity to bring something. And I like the business. I'm always open to participate into good business companies. And this was the perfect project. The perfect project that the team has been working on this for some time. They are like moving fast. So, and I think like if we take this project from the early stage and incorporate it in my country, that would be perfect. So, and that's why I was the one that reached out to the team and asked them that I wanted to participate and be part of the project.
We also have RD in the house right now, so he's in
Mm.
charge of marketing, and he's done a great job, and he's had a lot
Amazing.
of
Yeah.
personal things going on with him right now, and my heart goes out to him, but he's done a really great job. He is all over Twitter. So you guys really are just a huge international family. So what does that look like when you guys do you have a meeting every day by phone or a Zoom conference? Like what does it look like when the devs of Terrarium all get together?
Yeah, we talk by phone, video calls, not every day. It's just when we need to update or uh, we text, we joke. We are also friends. We talk about business, but we also talk about other things. But yeah, we have a wonderful team. Absolutely, we are glad that RD Price came on board too. Amazing job, and so far so good. Everyone is like wonderful people, easy to work with, wonderful team.
I agree. It just seems like you get that feeling when I saw you on Awesome Austin's AMA the day of the launch. I kinda got the feeling that you guys were all buds, that you're all
Yeah.
friends, and you just kind of all got together and you said, "You know what? We wanna make like a real project, a legit project that's something going to be amazing, that it can help investors," because I know Dr. Praveen, he spoke about, how it was difficult for him to, pay for school, that money was always an issue, and it seemed like you guys honestly and legitimately want to help people. That's the vibe that came across through that AMA, especially when Dr. Praveen spoke about it. So anybody that grew up poor, which a lot of people I know I grew up very poor, um, that's appreciated. And also when you do grow up poor, it definitely puts a motivation in you to do better with your life, to succeed, to get out of the area from where you came from and just go zooming past everybody else and go above and beyond. So I know that was definitely that spoke to me when he said that. So that was good. But, yep, so terrarium, I'm trying to see if we have any other questions in the house, but as of right now, no. The big thing that everybody wanted to say was, "Please don't leak too much about the different exchanges." Don't worry, we're not going to. And as of right now, I'm just kind of scrolling down your website just so that if in case people are not familiar with it, to just have a quick peek at it, and you can see phase 1 is completely done. Phase 2 is almost completely done. As a matter of fact, let's talk a little bit about this phase 2 because you do, um, when you see this 1,000 people, that's just organic support. You do have a lot of YouTube influencers like myself, not that I really call myself an influencer, but people with YouTube channels and people on Twitter that are supporting you. Like, I'm not paid by you guys, but I support you. How is it that everybody's making videos for you? And as far as I know, nobody else is getting paid. What do you attribute this organic support to?
I think it's because of the
Is your neighbor building a house? Because it sounds like they're building an addition. Oh, I think he muted it. He's probably yelling at his wife. That's noise.
uh, some work, some construction going on. It's in our house, some
Okay.
addition. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I think most of the people are just realizing that this is a legit project, right? This is the potential of the project. We just started, and I think we are almost probably or about 300% gains, 3x in a matter of 7, 8 days. I mean, everyone that invested is profit. Maybe 95% of the investors or 99% of the investors are already in profit. And the potential, the upside is immense, is unlimited at this point. So that's why, as we see it right now, probably this is the most promising project out there. And I think that's the reason why we are getting a lot of support, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of influencers talking about the project because it's legit and it has a clear potential. And I would say at this point, the potential is unlimited. We are just at 8 zeros and we are holding it strong. Good news are coming, and it's just unlimited potential for gains and for the business.
I agree. That's definitely one of the reasons why I decided to make a video about you guys, just because I checked out your website. And again, I'll reiterate that one of the things that I really appreciated about you was that your logo wasn't an animal dressed up like a person, wielding a weapon, talking about how they're going to take down somebody. I just appreciated the professionalism of it and the fact that it's so much more than a meme coin. It's going to be a centralized exchange for those that are just joining us. It's going to be a centralized exchange like a bank. So like Coinbase, crypto.com, plus NFTs. And there's going to be a lot more utility that they're going to announce down the road. Obviously, they want to keep some things close to the vest, so they're not announcing everything. But it is going to be, a lot of big announcements coming very soon. Very soon. The exchange is going to be open by the end of quarter two. It's March already. It's crazy how quickly things are really moving with Terrarium. Somebody asked, I don't know if this is a question that you would mind answering, Dr. Wilman. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. Why did you leave Saitama?
First, as an investor, uh, yeah, I didn't leave Saitama as an investor. I'm still investing in Saitama. I don't tweet about it anymore because after people started to say, things that I promote tokens or that I promote even rock falls. So I just decided not to stay away. At the end of the day, being on Twitter is just a small part of my life. I have my job, I have my family, I have other business to run, and yeah, but I didn't leave Saitama as an investor. I'm still investing. Of course, I have my reservations about keep buying and holding whatever I have right now. And because I believe at the end of the day, I think it's a good project. It's amazing community. Most of the community is just amazing. There are amazing people there, and I think at the end of the day, it's a good project, and I'm sure they will come around, and hopefully we will see gains at some point. But no, I'm still an investor.
Great. Someone in the chat asks if, in fact, a Shibnobi person. So they want to know if when Dojo Swap launches, which is the Shibnobi swap, are you going to try to get onto their swap? Are you
It's a
familiar
team
with
decision.
Shibnobi at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm an investor too. I
Okay,
love it.
great. That's
Yeah.
that's a leak, you guys. Dr. Wilman is
Yeah.
invested in Shinja.
Yes. At the end, it's gonna be a team decision, but I would vote for a yes. Absolutely.
Great. And what is going to be, because obviously if you're an exchange, you're going to have other projects list on your exchange. Do you have any idea what that's going to look like? Because we know listing fees are ginormous with these other exchanges. Crypto.com, it's rumored that they're like 1.5 million. Some of the third tier exchanges are significantly less. Like I think Bitmart is like $30,000. What are you thinking? Do you guys have an area of idea of what that exchange fee is going to look like? And if there is like a huge fee attached to it, is any of that money going to go towards burns? Will the investors get to enjoy any of that?
So I don't know about how that is gonna work. I think it's too early to talk about that. It's very early, but I don't think we are going to be an exchange that is going to start with high fees. I think we are going to be reasonable, and at the end of the day, we want everyone to benefit from this, right? But we are going to start as a small exchange. So we are going to probably, it's a decision that will take at some point, but I'm sure our fee is going to be small. We are going to, now if we become a big exchange, maybe that will change, right? But at the beginning, we are going to be probably, listing small tokens, and we will see. We will see how things go.
So it was too early, I guess. I'm like one of those girls, first date, thinking about a wedding dress, that kind of early, but that's okay. Eventually, we'll get an answer. When you're thinking about launching on these other exchanges, whatever it is that you're launching onto next, is it important for you that they carry over your tokenomics? So will the people that, let's say, who purchased on the exchange that listed today, um, Coin Tiger, are they getting reflections for their everything that goes on over there with the Coin Tiger?
I don't know the answer about that one. I really didn't look into that listing, but our goal is going to be, of course, to get the tokenomics and the reflections. But let's say if at the end of the day we are going to negotiate with a big exchange and they don't want to give us the tokenomics, something I think we will probably discuss with the community and then see what the community wants, right? Because at the end, probably also the community has a vote and a voice, right? Let's say we
Right.
are going to listing a big exchange in the community and the exchange doesn't want to give us the tokenomics. I think it will be fair to probably discuss with the community and see what the decision is, right?
Okay. How active are you guys personally? Do you go into the Telegram group a lot and speak with people that are investors or how people go in there to rally the troops a little bit? Are you in there at all, hanging out in the Telegram group?
Not really. I've been there a few times. Yeah, we have like people on Telegram that dedicate time for that. We are doing our part as a team, trying to uh, make progress with the business, also trying to get exchanges. So at the end of the day, we don't have much time to be on Telegram. But yeah, I've been there a few times. Once in a while, I post. I don't have much time to be on Twitter too, as of late. Uh, but yeah, we are working behind the scenes, and we are actually trying to run the business on our end.
But, because you're a little busy. I mean, you are a doctor, right? And you've got all this other stuff going on. So when I said that, it was almost half jokingly, like, obviously you can't hang out in the Telegram group a long time, but um, I do know, as a matter of fact, I haven't really seen you on Twitter too much. You were a little more active before, but now you've kind of taken a step back, which I think is good because I think sometimes when it comes to social media, especially Twitter, can be very toxic, like very toxic. And I just don't appreciate how toxic it has gotten with certain communities, but we'll leave that aside. Another thing that was addressed in the AMA prior to your launch that was on Twitter, talking about the marketing wallet. And you actually had responded in one of your tweets because you were pointing out the fact, okay, if our marketing wallet had been paid in Ethereum, it would have sucked out like $90,000 from liquidity. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, just in case someone's joining us and they're unfamiliar?
Yeah, absolutely. At the end, it's a business, right? And you have to run the business. You have to be strategic in any way, right? It will be easier just to swap the Ethereum and we collect the tax, right? We keep collecting. And at the end, it's a lot of money that this marketing wallets accumulate. And some people say, yes, but it's a swapping, you don't affect the price. Of course, you affect the price because you are removing liquidity. You are constantly removing liquidity from every transaction, and that affects the price. So, and as a team, we decided to collect the native token, and we are going to use the marketing wallet just when we need it. So far, we paid the exchanges, we have paid the Certik audit, and all of the expenses, marketing, and we hadn't used those tokens for the marketing wallet.
Yeah, I agree. So when you were doing the AMA on the Twitter, I kind of felt like you guys were saying, first of all, just the point that you made, and the other point felt like you were saying that we're not going to touch the marketing wallet. We, as of right now, we don't need to touch it for any reason. Is that the point you were trying to make as well? Have you
Yes.
used anything out of the marketing wallet yet?
No, the marketing wallet has been, as far as I know, I mean, I might be wrong, but as far as I know, we hadn't used anything from the marketing wallet. We hadn't swapped any tokens so far, but I might be wrong. Uh, yeah, but I think we hadn't used anything from the marketing wallet. We will use it at some point, right? Because we are going into more and more exchanges, and we have some liquidity, some funds to run the tokens for some time. I mean, later I'm sure we will need some funds from the token,
Oh,
but
you're cutting out. Great. Is there anything else that if someone just tuned in right now and they're unfamiliar with Terrarium, but they're very interested in investing because they want to put their money in something, I would just like to say that it's probably the most serious cryptocurrency besides obviously like crypto.com and the Binance Dogecoin. I feel like this is super early. Like, I feel you guys are going to be the next crypto.com. And you always hear stories about people who are into certain tokens very early. That's how I feel about Terrarium. I feel like I stumbled upon this great thing and I got in super early. And like years from now, I'll be laughing with my family after I'm like dripping in jewels, living in my big mansion, talking about how I bought this token when it was just a token with all these zeros in the price, and look at it now. Because that's the plan, right? Please tell me that's the plan.
that's the idea. I think the business structure seems very strong, looks very strong. Uh, the team is, I'm telling you, it's just the mentality of the business, the way that the business is being run. It's very strong, and things are moving. That's the good thing, that things are moving, and things have been moving from several months. This is not something that just came out last month with the pre-sales. This is a process, and again, it has been told every step, and the business is moving. So that's the idea, to be at some point one of the biggest exchanges out there, and we are going to different countries. Like we are going to start USA, India, Dubai. I will try to go to El Salvador, not just to El Salvador, then Central America, Mexico, South America. So we'll see. But things are looking good. The team is working hard, and things are moving, and they are moving very fast.
I agree. For that exchange to be opened pretty soon is really amazing. And I just want to stress again that yes, I am invested in Terrarium. I'm not being paid for this AMA. I haven't been paid for the video that I made. It's organic support. But I just want to say again to people who are interested in investing in Terrarium, it's you know, this is very early. It's like 2 week, not even 2 weeks old at this point. We're very early here. And all of the support that you see for Terrarium, as far as I know, is completely organic. Everybody has looked at the roadmap, has checked out the website, and they feel like, okay, this is a real business. This is going to be a centralized exchange that we have a really great opportunity to be involved with this investment. And I see only a bright future. And it's going to be so much more than that. There's more utility that's going to be announced down the road. But I'm excited for the thought of people who maybe are not financially secure, and if they had an opportunity, someone is very poor in a different country and they only had like 50 bucks. If they were able to somehow put it into Terrarium, this could be an absolutely life-changing investment for them. So I hope that the word about Terrarium gets out, that more people who are financially needy, that they become involved and, can enjoy the opportunities that you guys are giving to everyone.
Yeah. So listen, at the end of the day, is everyone's decision, right? Where you want to put your money, and there is, there are a lot of tokens coming every single day. But at the end, in terms of fundamentals, I would say that Terrarium right now is probably the most strong token. There are like different options, but at the end of the day, it's like uh, everyone's decision, right? Where you want to put your money.
Right. And as far as I see some people in the chat, they're talking about, people that are selling off. There was a big ETH sale. I mean, people are always going to take profit. Isn't that what we're always telling people? You should never leave your entire bag into something. If you have a profit there, you take it. People will always take profit. And I think it's unfortunate that some other projects, they never want to scrutinize their own project, but they're more than willing to take a magnifying glass to everything else to scrutinize it. So that's a shame. Of course,
Yeah.
it's a token. People are going to buy it, and guess what? People are going to sell it. I know you might not know this, but that's an actuality. That's going to
Yeah.
happen. People are going to sell this token, and you know what? In the long run, I think it'll be their loss, because I think it's going to be nothing but a wonderful, fantastic future for Terrarium, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
So listen, at the beginning, like people were asking if we were going to best tokens for pre-sellers, right? Or people that bought the pre-sales. Like at the end, people pay. They put their money. It's their money. Why would we tell them don't sell, or we are going to hold your tokens, right? You buy your tokens. Those tokens are yours. This is a free market. If you want to sell, go ahead. If you want to buy more, it's perfect. At the end of the day, we are going to run a business. At the end of the day, we know where we are going. We know that we have a plan, and we have a business coming. We are not going to tell anyone what to do with their investment. Everyone is free to invest, and they can buy and they can sell whatever they want. We never like withheld or vested any tokens from anyone. And some people were asking us that we should have done that, but no. At the end of the day, uh, everyone is free to buy and sell anytime they want.
Right. Yeah, because, the good news is, just in case people forgot it, we actually live in a free country. And as of right now, everything is unregulated. Who knows? That might change in the near future. The government might slap regulations on cryptocurrency. And like every other business, whenever regulations come along, you get hit with regulations, you adapt. It's all about adapting and doing what you need to do to be, in line with all of the laws and regulations. And that's just the way that it is. But yes, we are a free country. So people can do with their money whatever they want. Amen to that. So, Dr. Willman, thank you so much for joining us here on the Crypto Queen channel. I was so happy that you agreed to come on my little channel. I was super psyched. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to throw it out there. Let me just see if he'll agree to come on my channel and talk about Terrarium. And I was so happy that you accepted. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. And anytime you guys want to come back, you or any of the other developers, if there's something that they would like to say, or if you have any leaks, I like leaks, you definitely can pass them my way. I will spread them on, or you can come back on the channel for another interview. Anything that we can do to help out Terrarium, it would be my pleasure.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. And yeah, happy to be here. And hopefully we will talk with the team and come back and talk to you. And we are available. My DM is open anytime, we can talk. And yeah, happy to be here.
That would be great. And maybe next time my moderator will show up. So that would be really good. But thank you, everyone, that joined us tonight to hear Dr. Willman speak about Terrarium, a wonderful investment opportunity that I'm definitely in. I feel like I got in super early, and I feel lucky. I feel like out of everything that I'm involved in, I think this is the best one. And I'm not just saying that because Dr. Willman is here, but I genuinely mean that. I think this is going to go very far, and I'm super happy to be a part of it. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, remember, try to only buy on those red candles, and please take care of yourself.
Thank you.